Hey guys, I'm GamerMate, welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a variant story game part 1. And I've already done a camping series before, but most of the scripts used in that series are like outdated and broken, and they weren't very good for making an actual game with. So in this series, I'm going to be showing you how to make your own story game, and in this part, I'm going to be showing you how to make the lobby. So over here, I have this lobby map which I built before recording. And all it is a folder in the workspace named lobby. And inside of it, I have two more folders. One for building and then one for decoration. First off, I'm going to show you how to make the teleporting. So once you sit in a car, then you'll be teleported to the main game. So first off, to do that, we need to make sure the game is published to Roblox. So click File, then Publish to Roblox As. And because I've already done that, then I don't need to do it. So just make sure your game is published. Once you've done that, go to the View tab. Then click Asset Manager. There you can see we have this spawn location, which is this spawn place. So this means that this is the spawn place. So when people join the game, then they'll spawn in this game. So if we go to the Asset Manager, right click, Add New Place. There you can see it creates a new place. So if you right click it, then rename, then you can name this to whatever you want. I'll name mine to story, and then game, like that. We'll come back to this in a minute. For now we'll just close it off. And to actually make the teleporting, in the description I'll leave a link to the gate kit, which we'll be using, like in my horror series. So once you get the model, go to the toolbox. Then add in the story series lobby gate. Once we add it in, you can see we have this model. Inside of it, we could just remove this thumbnail camera and this script. If you want, you can read it. All it says is how to set it up, but I'll be showing you how to do that in this video. But we could just delete it. So now we should have these 4 folders. And what we need to do is open them up. Then put them where it says to put them. Like these remote events need to go inside replicate storage. So select them, then put them in replicate storage. Then you can delete the folder. Then the same for this one, put this in start character scripts. So I drag this in start player, then start character scripts. Then we'll do the same for everything else. So start GUI. There we go. Also, I'll tell you how the scripts work in a minute. Last thing is this model in workspace. Then delete the kit, like this. And we'll set the position of this in a minute. Okay, so first thing is this exit GUI. If we make it visible, you can see there's a button that says exit. Inside of it, we have a local script. And out top, we have 2 variables. One for the remote event, then one for the local player. And once the remote event has been fired to the client, it will set the button to visible. So this means once we touch the gate and teleport into the car, then it will set the GUI to visible. Then once you click the button, then it will fire the remote event to the server. Then once it's done that, it will make the button invisible again. So we close it off. Then for the transition script, what this does is we have a variable for the tween service and a variable for the remote event. Then a few more variables like the player, the GUI and then the frame. Then once the remote event has been fired to a client, then we're setting the background transparency to 0. Then we tween it so it fades out or fades in. Then we close it off. The last script is inside the model. So if we open it, then all we need to do is change the teleport ID. So click View, then Asset Manager, then right click your game. Make sure it's the game and not the lobby. So right click, then copy ID to clipboard, then go back inside the script, then change teleport ID to your game ID. So paste it in, but it should work. If you want, you can also read this teleport script. It's quite a big script, so you can just read through it. Also, this is based off of Poncho King's script, so credit to him. So we have that script. If we just close it off. Also, you might notice a value called players allowed. And this is how many players are allowed in each gate. Right now, it's set to a number 6, meaning that 6 players can go inside the gate. And also, the gate part is the actual main part. I'm going to be setting the transparency to 1. Then we also have a teleport point, which is where the players teleport to. So, if you select model, then we can just set the position. Then select the teleport part. Then position it to about the middle of the car. Once you've got that, we can change transparency to 1. But that should be it for the gate. To make another gate, if we just close it off, then duplicate it and drag it over. Once again, make sure the teleport point is in the middle, like this. Then set it back to 1. Now that we've got these 2 models, if we go to workspace, click plus, add in a folder, then name it to gates, like this. Then put both of our models inside the folder. Also, we need to make sure this is set back to invisible. So click button, then untick visible, and if we click play, then once loading, you can see the timers go down. If you sit in one, if you teleport into it, there it says 1 player, the timer goes down. If we click exit, then we exit the car. And now if we go in and wait for the timer to go down, then it should teleport us and play the transition. But because we're inside Studio and we're trying to teleport, then it won't let us. But we should see it fade to black, like this. But yeah, we're getting error because we can't teleport inside Studio. Then if we click stop. Also, another quick thing, click game settings, go to security, then make sure all of these are ticked, so make sure they're all green, then close it off. Okay, so once you've done that, one thing I'm going to be doing now is like a typewriting GUI effect. So we'll say like check out shop, or leave a like at the bottom. To do that, add in a GUI. Then we can name it whatever we want. I'll name mine to Typewriting GUI. Inside of it, add in a text label. Change the anchor point to 0.5, 0.5. Then, if you change position to 0.5, 0, 0.9, 0, like this. Then change the size to 1, 0, 0.1, 0. Then change background transparency to 1. And now we can customize the text. We can make the text say whatever we want, but no one will see it. So it can say anything we want. Also make sure text is scaled. Then we customize it, like change the font and colour. Then I'm going to give it an outline. So click label, click plus, then type in UI stroke. Then we can change properties like the thickness and colour. There we go. So once you have this, click the GUI, click plus, add in a local script, and we can name this to whatever we want, like type script. Inside script, remove print hello world. Then we can type in local function animate text, 2 brackets, and then text. So we're going to be making a function to actually animate it. So if you type in for I equals to 1, comma, hashtag and then text, comma 1 and then do. Then type in script, dot parent, dot text label, dot text, equals to, then string, dot sub, then 2 brackets, then type in text, comma 1, comma I, then go down and type in weight, 2 brackets, then go to 0.03. So we're making a function to animate the text, each letter, and this weight is how fast it animates the text. If we go down from these ends, and let's make a while true do loop, so while true do, then go down, then we type in animate text, brackets, speech marks, and then this is what the text is. So this is what it's going to say. So I'm going to be doing an emoji, and to do that, hold the Windows key, press full stop, and then you should see this emoji window. So I'm going to be using this waving hand, close it off, then we can say like welcome to the game. After that, add in a wait, and I'm going to be waiting about 4 seconds for it to change the next text. So let me just copy paste. Just make sure that after all your functions, you end with a wait, otherwise the text will glitch. Okay, so now I'm just going to quickly write out a few more texts. So once you've done that, if you close it off, then click play. Then you can see once it's loaded in, then it animates the text, it waits a few seconds, then it changes to the next one, like this. So yeah, we click stop. So the last thing I'm going to be doing is making a gamepass shop. Once again, add in a GUI, and then name it to shop GUI. Inside of the GUI, we can add in a frame. So this is going to be the main shop frame. We can change the anchor point to 0.5, 0.5. Then change the position to 0.5, 0, 0.5, 0. So it's in the middle. I'm also going to be changing the size constraint to XX. Then I'll change the size to 0.3, 0, 0.3, 0. Now you can see it's a square. Now I'm just going to quickly customize it, like add in a title and change colour. Okay, you can see I added in a text label for a title, as well as a button called shop button. All it is a frame for the main frame, then a text label, then a text button, and that's it. So first, let's script the button. So first, if we click the button, click plus, add in a local script, then we can name it like toggle script, then make a variable for a frame, so local frame equals to script dot parent dot frame. Then if we make a event for once we click the button, so script dot parent dot mouse button one click colon connect 2 brackets function 2 more brackets, then go down. Then we're going to be setting the frame so the frame's visible to what it isn't. So to do that, if you type in frame dot visible equals to not frame dot visible, like this, then that should be it for the toggle script. Now with a frame, click plus, then let's add in a folder, then name the folder to item buttons, like this. Inside of it, we're going to add in all of our buttons. So click plus, then we can add in a button. I'm going to be using an image one, so we can have an image. Now I'm just going to cut ahead until I've customized it. Okay, so I've made 3 buttons, one for a speed coil, one for a flashlight, and then one for a medkit. Before we script anything, on all these buttons, click plus, add in a number value, and then name it to gamepass ID. Then change the value to the ID of your gamepass. Your ID will be different to mine, so you're going to have to use your own. Then let's do the same for the other. So add in a number value, change the name to gamepass ID, then paste in your ID. There we go. Then we'll do the same for the last one. Number value, then name it gamepass ID, then paste in your ID, and then that should be it for these buttons. So inside folder, click plus, add in a local script. We can name this to purchase script. First off, we need to make a variable for marketplace service. So local marketplace service equals to game colon get service bracket speech marks, then marketplace service like this. Also, make sure that you spell everything right, you've done right capitals, and also make sure you've done like the right punctuation, like full stops and commas. So you need to make sure everything is right for it to work. Anyway, if we make a variable for player, so local player equals to game dot players dot local player like this. Now if we do for I, comma button in pairs brackets, then script dot parent colon get children, two brackets, and then do. So this is kind of like a variable for all the children of the folder. So if button colon is a bracket speech marks, then image button or button colon is a bracket speech marks, then text button. Then now we need to make an event, so once we click the button, then we'll prompt a purchase. So button dot mouse button one click colon connect brackets function more brackets, then go down. Then let's make a variable for the gamepass ID. So local, why can't I spell? Local gamepass and then ID equals to button colon find first child bracket speech marks, then gamepass ID. Then we're going to prompt a purchase, so marketplace service colon then prompt gamepass purchase brackets, then player comma gamepass ID dot value. Then that should be it for this script. Close it off. We can also make sure a frame is invisible. Now what we need to do is inside replicate storage, add in a folder, then name it to gamepass tools like this. Inside of it we need to add in all of our tools for each gamepass. Okay, so I have a flashlight, a medkit and a speed coil. If you drag these inside of your folder, then in serve script service, add in a script. We can name it to gamepass tools. Then once again, we need to make a variable for the marketplace service equals to game colon get service bracket speech marks, then marketplace service. Then let's make a variable for the folder. So local gamepass tools equals game dot replicate storage colon find first child bracket speech marks, then gamepass tools like this. Then we're going to be making a function to actually give the player the tool if they own the Game Pass. So, local function, give tool, then brackets, then let's do player, comma, ID, comma tool. So we're going to be using these kind of like variables to like detect what the player is, what the ID is, and which tool. So if we do if marketplace service colon user owns Game Pass async brackets then player dot user ID then comma ID then if type in tool colon clone two brackets dot parent equals player dot backpack then tool colon clone two brackets dot parent equals player dot starter gear. So what this is a function. Then we're checking if the player actually owns the ID, so if they actually own the Game Pass, and if they do, then we're cloning the tool into their backpack so we can actually equip it. Then we're also cloning it again into their starter gear, so once we die or like reset, then they'll keep the tool. Underneath these two ends we go down and make an event, so once the player joins then we'll give them the tool if they own it. So game dot players dot player added colon connect two brackets then function two more brackets then player remove the bracket go down and then we'll use the function, so give tool two brackets then player comma then now we're going to have to use the ID again. So if you find the ID, so copy it, paste, then comma, Game Pass tools, dot flashlight, or whichever tool it is, and then that should be it. If you go down, do the same thing, so give tool, brackets, player, comma, then this time we'll do the medkit, paste in the ID, then comma, Game Pass tools, dot medkit, last one for the speed coil, give tool, brackets, player, comma, then the ID, paste, then Game Pass tools, dot speed coil, and that should be it. If I close it off, and because I own all the Game Passes, then it should give me all the tools. There you go, you can see. Then we have all the tools, and we work. Then if we reset, you can see we still have them. Then we also did the teleport, the shop works, we can open it, we can click them. And because we already own it, then it says we already own it. But if we don't, then it'll prompt us with a purchase to buy the Game Pass. It does it on all of them. And it works for all of them. If we close it. Yeah, then if we actually tested this in the actual game, not in Studio, then we should actually teleport us to the actual game. So let's see if it works. The exit works. So there's a timer. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. If you want part 2, then make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe down below. You can also check out my ROBLOX group and Discord server in the description. And I'll see you later. Bye!